This is not a normal election.
But
And
you have to convince that's on you, not them, right? They are political parties that are organized to compete in elections and have been for 20, 40, whatever years. That's what they do. That's what they're doing. So in order to have them stop that on some level, you really have to be extra persuasive, and that makes sense. They were organized on this basis. So if you're asking them to upend how they were organized, and it's not duopoly. They hate the duopoly too, but they are a political party that's competing in elections. That's what they do. So it is. I think you have to recognize that it's a big ask for them to change or alter that way of self-conception.
It is and it isn't. I feel like that we are actually having a disagreement about what moment we are in. And some of us, the people who've been moved to spend their time on the Unity movement, believe this is the storm the cockpit moment. We believe we've discovered there's nobody at the helm of the ship and we're headed into the North Atlantic and there are icebergs and we're going to hit one. Or somebody's taken over the cockpit and we're going to need to break in or we're going to die, right? I don't want to put it in overly stark terms, but the belief that the Republic itself is in jeopardy and that everybody who's figured that out ought to be searching the landscape for what they haven't noticed that might be useful, right? That at that moment, that the patriots, who I imagine are throughout the Libertarian and Green parties, ought to be recognizing the patriots who have gathered around the Unity movement, and they ought to be saying, hey, do we have a play? None of us have a play independently. If we put aside all of the things that we normally are driven by, and if we prioritize the crisis, do we have a play that might work out differently than either of the catastrophes we're headed for? And you can say, look, this is on you to articulate it. And I agree. It's certainly worth articulating as well as possible. But let's say I wasn't any good at that, and nobody in the Unity movement was any good at it. Then it would be on those who have the keys to that play to figure out how much danger we're in and whether they can see it, right? I'm happy to put in absolutely everything I got into making the case, but the fate of the Republic shouldn't depend on how well the case is made. It should depend on whether all of the patriots can figure out that together, if they pool their resources, there's something we can do.